Blessings, namaste. I hope you're doing well today. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Coco and welcome to my channel, Ebony Coco. If you like what you see, please do subscribe, like or share or comment below. Feel free to ask me any questions or if you have any comments about any of these practices. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself today. I'm going to guide you through just a mini practice. Today we'll be working on opening the back line of the body, so focusing on the hamstrings and the glutes. So coming to arrive on your mat as we come with the legs crossed and just finding the spine long, allowing the shoulders to sit on top of the hips, crown comes long, and allow the eyes just to settle, or maybe taking a soft gaze past the nose. Grounding the hands just down onto the knees and taking some breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Feeling the sitting bones grounded into the earth as the spine comes long. Shoulders stacked on top of the hips. Maybe drawing that chin a little bit towards the chest as we find this length in the back of the spine. Taking some breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. On your next breath in, find length in the spine before we exhale and draw that chin towards the chest. Finding this opening in the top of the back. Taking an inhale, coming back to center, drawing the right ear towards the right shoulder. Imagine water pouring out of the ear. And maybe the eyes are still closed at this point as we draw inwards, draw the focus inwards as we take the head towards the center on the exhale. Inhale, find the spine long, and exhale, coming over towards the left, pouring water out of that left ear. Finding this extension on the right side of the neck. Drawing that right shoulder down towards the hip. Inhale, coming back to center. And drawing the head down one last time on the exhale. Maybe this time going a little bit deeper. Inhale, lift the head high. Exhale, arrive to the center. Gently opening the eyes if they are closed. And just coming around to find our tabletop. So just uncrossing the legs and grounding the hands down towards the earth. And finding this tabletop as we come into some cat-cow. So press the palms of the hands in towards the earth, finding the shoulders above the wrists and the hips just above the knees, ankle in line. As we open out the heart, tilt the pelvis down towards the ground, lift the third eye. Inhale. Exhale, keeping the toes tucked, dome the back, press the floor away. Chin comes to the chest. Inhale, open up the heart, tilt the pelvis, third eye comes up towards the sky. And exhale, chin to chest. One last inhale. And as we exhale, doming the back, pressing the floor away. Inhale, come to find the neutral spine as we find a little bit of movement here now in the hips. So I'm just going to rotate backwards and forwards, a couple of circles one way, and once you've done maybe 3 or 4 one way, coming back the other way. Just finding a little bit of freedom of movement here. And then coming back to find that neutral spine. Let's lift the right knee, take the right knee in towards the chest and taking it down towards the top end of the mat, either shuffling the leg out the side or coming through the midline center of the body. Finding the fingertips in towards the ground, pushing the chest away, maybe untucking the left toes as we find this opening in the chest, opening the hips. And on the exhale, bringing the hips back towards the heel as we find this opening in the back line of the body now, in the hamstrings, in the glutes. So keeping the spine straight, putting the hips back towards the heels. Finding the crown of the head long. Fingertips pressed in towards the earth. If you have any bricks or anything, you want to place these under the hands, bringing the ground closer to you. Taking your grip, your bricks, and weaving that through your practice. Exhale as we come forward. Fingertips grounded in towards the earth. Open up the heart. Exhale, pull the hips back. Hands come back with you. Let's find this again. Let's do this 2 more times. Find this opening in the chest. Exhale. Gravitate the hands back towards the mid-center of the mat. Finding this extension in the spine, feeling it all the way up through that right glute. Coming forward, opening out the hip. And exhale, last time, finding this extension in that right glute, in the right hamstring. Finding a breath in. As we breathe in, imagine the breath coming in through the hamstring. Exhale. Coming forward. Let's take that right hand inside of the right foot and then shuffling that right foot on the outside of the mat and gliding it around towards the other side. Finding some movement here. Releasing any tension from that right hamstring. Before coming back to center and finding yourself back in your tabletop. Again with this left leg, either taking the left leg through the midline of the body and placing it down on the top of the mat, or shuffling it on the outside and gravitating it around the front. Opening up that right hip now, untucking this right toes, fingertips grounded into the earth. Just staying here for a few breaths as we open out the chest. Finding length each time as we exhale the breath out of the body. Gazing the third eye up towards the sky, but also finding a release of tension here, relaxing the forehead. Noticing how that left hamstring feels, noticing how the muscles on the outside of the thigh, noticing how they're engaged. Exhale, coming back, patting the hands back, flexing the left toes, finding this length in the spine. Notice how we're keeping the belly lifted away from the thighs. We find this extension in the spine. We want to continue to find length as we pull that left hip towards the heel. Let's coming for this 3 more times. Inhale, coming forward. Using the hands to guide you again, grabbing any blocks or bricks if you need, opening out the chest. Inhale. Exhale, pull the hips back. And maybe each time that flex of the right toe on the left toe, sorry, maybe it comes a little bit deeper. Inhale, coming forward. And exhale. Relaxing the third eye. Exhale, coming back. Let's try this one more time again, noticing the length here that's been created all the way down that left hamstring. Padding forward. And exhale, pulling back. Finding this connection between the left heel and the left glute. Exhale, patting that left foot down towards the ground now. Coming around with that left hand inside of the foot, shuffling, pigeon toeing that left leg out towards the side. And then swaying it around. And again, finding a little bit of movement here. Beautiful. Coming back to center as we tuck the toes and find our downward dog, taking the hands a little bit closer towards the toes. Maybe this is good for you if you feel more comfortable and it's more available for you, coming into your puppy pose. As we take the hips just above the knees, press the hands, the palms in towards the earth. So taking some breaths here in your downward dog or your puppy pose as we find length, opening out the heart space. Finding some stillness, finding a moment of pause here. Taking some breaths in through the nose. And on your next exhalation, either stepping, jumping, or floating to the top of the mat. Finding a halfway lift. Exhale, folding all the way down. Find length in the spine as we come all the way up, finding the hands into heart center. Press the palms together. Thumb knuckles come to meet, heart. Thumb knuckles come into the heart center. Draw the navel in and up. And draw the shoulders down towards the hips. Grounding through the feet. Inhale. Exhale. On your inhalation, arms come high, gently opening the eyes if they are closed. Finding this opening in the chest. As we fold forward, exhale. Hands come in towards the knees. And taking an inhale as we're opening the eyes, draw the hands down towards the earth side of the body, opening out the chest. As we exhale, folding forward. Head comes towards the knee. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Folding down. Either step or jump, float into your plank. Maybe placing the knees down for your Chaturanga. You want to place the knees down and take the elbows in towards the hips, untuck the toes, or keeping the knees off as you flow down. Finding a baby cobra and pushing up into your cobra. Exhale, take the hips back. Finding your puppy pose or your downward dog. One breath here. If you're in your puppy pose, drawing the hips high, taking the knees off the ground and coming to a downward dog as you press the hands in towards the earth. And comfortably finding that right knee into the chest as we place it down towards the top of the mat. As we inhale, taking the spine long, finding length in the spine. And as we exhale, taking that stretch in that right knee. Fingertips grounding towards the earth. Inhale, bend that right knee. Exhale, extending that right knee. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Again, maybe the hands are on blocks to bring the ground closer to you. Otherwise, keeping the fingertips grounded in towards the earth. 1 more time. Exhale. Bending that right knee and driving the hands down towards the body, coming and finding the hands high and rotating that back leg. 45-degree angle, finding our warrior 2. Drawing the body to sit on top of the hips, fingers extended long. Stretching that right knee as we glide forward with that right hand and guide the hand down towards the right shin, finding this opening in the chest, this Trikonasana, your triangle pose. Noticing the length in the inside of the hamstring muscles in the adductors. Maybe we take the hand down towards the ground. Maybe we place this right hand on a brick. Finding a space that feels good for you, that feels comfortable for you. As we stay here for just one more breath, inhale. Exhale. Let's bend that right knee, find the body up on top of the hips, engaging that right glute. Breath in, exhale, finding the body all the way down. Rotating that left hip back now. And taking your right foot back, Chaturanga. Coming into your vinyasa flow. Taking the knees down or knees off as we push the hips high. Finding either your puppy pose or your downward dog. Option to step, jump or float. Coming to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Driving the hands up the side of the body, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hands come to the heart center. Inhale, arms come high, finding an opening in the chest. Exhale, folding forward. Head comes towards the knees, finding length in the spine, extend the spine long. Exhale. Bending both knees. This time take the left leg back and the right leg. Vinyasa flow, coming all the way down or knees off. Pushing up, finding your upward dog. Knees off if you're finding your upward dog, or knees down for your cobra. Tucking the toes, coming into your downward dog. Or remember you have your puppy pose. Knees, hips over the knees. Forehead pressed in towards the ground. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. If you're in your puppy, finding your way up to your upward dog and comfortably taking that left knee into the chest and down towards the long edge of the mat. Fingertips grounded in towards the earth. Maybe that right leg comes in a little bit. As we glide the hips back, finding this parallel joining in between from the left to the right hip. So we want the right hip not to be away. We want it to join with the left. So they're parallel to one another, keeping the spine long. Exhale, folding down. Opening out the chest before we come back and find a little bit more length in the left hamstrings and the glutes. Bending that left knee. Let's take this 2 more times. Exhale. Relax the forehead. Relax the toes, coming back down. Let's find this 1 more time. Exhale. Again, maybe the hands can be on the bricks or the blocks, whatever feels good for you today. In order for you to achieve this posture, so that it feels good. Bending that knee 1 last time. Inhale, exhale. Finding that length in the hamstring. Remember, taking the hands on bricks or blocks, whatever feels good for you today. As we press into the ground. Inhale for 1. And then exhale, bending that left knee. As we drive the hands now on top of up above the head and rotating that back leg, 45-degree angle, draw the shoulders down towards the hips. Find the arms long, warrior 2. Draw the body to sit on top of the hips as we find this strong posture just for 1 breath. Middle finger long. Exhale. Draw the breath in as we extend that left knee. Reach the body forward. Coming into your Trikonasana. Placing that left hand on the calf as the right hand comes up towards the sky. Finding this opening in the chest. Again, maybe this left hand comes down towards the ground or rests on a brick. But just noticing the length created from the glutes all the way down past the knee, down towards the heel. Inhale. Exhale. On your next breath in, finding length. Before we bend that knee as we exhale, bending that left knee, finding the coming back to your Virabhadrasana too. And placing that right hip parallel to the ground, left knee into the chest, vinyasa flow. The knees down if that feels good for you, or taking the knees off, finding your upward dog or cobra. Sacrum high, finding your downward dog. Staying here for just one more breath. Exhale. Bending the knees, coming to sit on tops of the feet as we cross the ankles, and just coming to a seat or just stepping down. That's absolutely fine as well. Coming towards the long side of your mat, or maybe staying on the short side as we extend that right leg out towards the short edge of the mat. Inhale, reaching up high. As we exhale, allowing the body to come over to that right leg. Elbow comes just inside of the knee. Maybe it's down towards the ground, or it rests on the knee. Flexing the right toes, drawing the navel towards the spine. Looking up into that left elbow. Finding length, finding space. Exhale as we come back to center. And let's shuffle that right leg back into the center to join the left. And finding our Baddha Konasana just for some breaths here as we press the thumbs in towards the arches of the feet, taking the fingers around the feet and finding this length in the spine as we take the elbows into the knees. Just for one breath here. Exhale through the nose. Bringing the spine back towards to sit on top of the hips as we take that right leg now in and extend that left leg away from the mat. Reaching up with that right hand and taking the right hand over the body, pressing into the right sitting bone. Maybe this left elbow comes down towards the ground or sits just above, between the knee, between the thigh and the calf. Finding this length as we press down into that right sitting bone, looking up into that right elbow. Keeping the left toes active. And exhale, breathing into the back of the body. One last breath in through the ribs, and exhale, feel the breath come out through the back of the body. Let's take that leg now back into the center. And just find a little bit of loosening in the spine here. Just rotating the spine from right to left. And now shuffling wherever it feels good for you in terms of space. As we come to now extend the legs long. Let's extend both legs long. Find the shoulders to sit just on top of the hips as we reach high. Reaching high. And you can either use a strap or a dressing gown belt here around the feet. Otherwise, guiding the torso forward, but keeping this spine long, keeping the length in the spine. So if you had a strap, you'd place it around the toes and just guide the belly forward towards the thighs. Otherwise, keeping the arms as they gravitate away from the shoulders, in line with the shoulders. And then eventually placing the hands down, or maybe coming in for the peace fingers are wrapped around the toes, and allowing the belly to come forward just a little bit more, maybe bending the legs if we need to feel the spine still extended long. But belly comes towards the thigh, again either placing a strap or finding a bend in the knee or placing some blocks underneath the knees. And drawing the breath in through the crown and exhale out through the mouth. And your next inhale, releasing whatever it is that's creating any sort of tension, drawing the belly towards the thighs, and coming back to the midline, coming back to the center, coming down to the elbows, and just allowing the spine to unravel down towards the ground. Beautiful. Let's extend that left leg long, take that right knee into the chest, and glide it over to the left side of the mat. Either extending that right arm long or taking a bend in the elbow. Drawing that right shoulder down towards the ground. On your next breath out, knees come into the chest. Extending that left leg long as that knee comes into the chest and gliding it down towards the right side of the mat. And again, maybe extending that left arm or finding a cactus in the arm, a bend in the elbow. Just releasing any tension from the glutes. So we take another breath in for 1. Exhale. And release, knees come into the chest. And just having a little bit of a sway from side to side. As we fall, let the knees fall towards the long side of the mat and just pushing ourselves up to find a comfortable seat. Finding the legs crossed, maybe sitting on a block or a brick or a cushion if that feels comfortable for you, as we just come to close this practice. Finding the hands just on top of the knees, feeling the spine long. And just noticing how the body feels. Feeling the sitting bones grounded into the earth. Noticing the glutes, which hopefully are feeling a little bit more open. Bring awareness to your breath as it returns back to its natural state. Taking a breath in as we draw the hands into the heart center and exhale out through the heart space. Thumb knuckles coming towards the chest. Palms come together. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and thank you for showing up for your practice. And thank you for taking this time out of your day to honor yourself. Thumb knuckles come to meet the third eye, bow the head, namaste. Thank you so much for, again, being here with me today. I hope you're feeling a little bit more opening in the back line of the body. This practice is really good for maybe a midday lunch break if you're working from home, or if you want to just shift some energy in the body. So please feel free to revisit again at any time. Please like, subscribe and share. Spread the love, comment if you wish, and I will definitely see you on the mat again soon. Thank you.